What's good? We back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is, man. We talk more than boxing. We're gonna top the night off we'll talk about Shannon Sharpe. I don't know why, they got him in a full sports talk position. The type of guy you bring in, talk about football, X's and O's. All right. He had LeBron as number 3, his all-time number 3 scorer. All time. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, LeBron ain't a better scorer than Tracey McGrady. And LeBron ain't really offensive scorer by trade. Everything a lot of things he get is going to the rim and finishing at the rim, getting fouled, getting to the line. You're talking about a skillful scorer. Tracey McGrady was a more skillful scorer than him. And I think Kevin Durant is a better scorer than LeBron James. It's a lot of guys that's a better scorer than LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a better scorer than LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? You can make a case for Karl Malone. Nate, Tiny Archibald. It was a lot of better scorers than LeBron James. I'm not talking about stats. I don't care about the stats because as these leagues change and they change the rules to make it more offensive friendly, I don't care about the stats. I'm talking about what I seen with my own eyes. You talking about Tracey McGrady at his pinnacle, which his prime was very, very short due to injuries and due to him having to carry the load in Orlando. Doc Rivers dropping the ball, bringing Tim Duncan here. Grant Hill being done because of the ankle injury in Detroit. Tracey McGrady was, when you talking about ferocious at the rim, banging on dudes at the rim. You talk about the crossover, the step back, the skillful, the post up. You talking about he had it all. It was at a point where people was really debating who was a better player, him or Kobe. That was a debate, and that was a serious, adequate debate. LeBron will never be on that level of scoring like Tracey McGrady. He don't have those type of the scoring skills. He's an all-around player, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you talk about Tracey McGrady, wasn't he dropped like 20 points in like 30 seconds? Do we forget that? Do people forget that when he at the end of his career in Houston, at the end of his prime in Houston, when he went off against the San Antonio Spurs, what was it, 16, 20, 18 points in 30, 40 seconds? Do people forget that? Do people forget him giving people buckets? I'm not talking about winning playoff games. I'm not talking about rebounds, assists. I'm not even talking about stats. I'm talking about pure scoring, getting buckets. Getting buckets, Tracey McGrady get buckets easier and more better than LeBron James. And that's period. The handle, the step back, the mid-range game, the jumper was better. You know what I'm saying? The craftiness around the rim was better. Tracey McGrady was a problem. And that's why you shouldn't have no NFL tight end. Not a receiver. Not a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got a tight end from Georgia, from the deep roots of slave and cornbread and Chinkies and dumplings, Georgia. Talking about the National Basketball Association, a glorified LeBron fan. There's no way in hell LeBron is a top 5 scorer. I don't care what they say. I've seen a lot of better dudes get it harder than he got it. Look, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in the game. 100 points. You telling me a nigga that scored 100 points, LeBron better than him? I don't give a fuck what era it was in. Scored 100 points. Kevin Durant is a better scorer than him. Tracey McGrady well better scorer than him. You can make the case Vince Carter was a better scorer than him. There's no knock on LeBron James. People say, I'm not hating on him. Good player, good all-around player. May not be a better all-around player than LeBron James. May not be. When you're talking about offensively wise. Can dribble, can rebound, and do all that shit. When you're talking about shooting, or you just talking about purely putting the ball in the hole, Tracey McGrady rivals Kobe Bryant at that. Tracey McGrady rivals Kobe Bryant at putting the ball in the hole. Seriously. He does. And LeBron is nowhere near Kobe Bryant on scoring the ball. He nowhere near Kevin Durant scoring the ball. Wilt, Kareem. No, he not on that level. This nigga ain't no offensive juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? You know, his game is putting his shoulder down, getting to the rim, and getting bucked. He can get hot at times for sure. He can get hot. He can be unstoppable. But you talking about consistent basis of a overall score. I'm not talking about how many dribbles. I'm not talking about passes, assists, rebounds, nothing of that. I'm talking about putting the ball in the hole at a high rate. And that's Tracey McGrady. McGrady is a by far better scorer. LeBron James is not a top 5 scorer. He might have points, good points, and that's the product of longevity. He just a well-oiled machine to take care of his body. I can respect that. You talking about heating up and can give you 50? That can get you 40, 30 like that? It's McGrady, bro. McGrady, they better put some respect on that man's name, man. They should cancel all them sporting shows, man. Because them niggas don't know shit about shit. Shit about shit. This motherfucking Tracey McGrady is one of the greatest scorers of all time. Vince Carter, one of the greatest scorers of all time. Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and there's some more. Dominique Wilkins, Bernard King. When you just talk about strictly scoring, Bernard King was a better scorer than LeBron James. There's plenty of better scorers than him. You know what I'm saying? That make it look easy. That can heat up 40, 50 points, 60 points a game. You know what I'm saying? There's no disrespect to LeBron. It's just the way it is. It's been way better scorers than him. If I dig deeper, I can find them. But make sure y'all check us out on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, the new podcast link in the description. Let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to share, retweet it out. Hit the bell icon. Won't miss another video. Subscribe, all that good stuff. One time for the one time. We gone.